In she came with the same type game, the type of girl giving out the fake cell phone and name, big fame. She likes cats with big fangs, jewels, chip, money clip, phone flip. The 6 range. I seen her on the Ave, spotted her more than once. Derriere so fat that you could see it from the front. She spot me like paparazzi. Shot me a glance in that Catwoman stance with the fat booty pants. Hot ding-dong. What's your name? Love, where you came from? Neck and wrist laced up. Very little makeup. The Schwins at the Reebok gym tone your frame up. Is sugar and spice the only thing that you made of? I tried to play it low-key, but couldn't keep it down. Asked her to dance, and she was like, "Yo, I'm leaving now." An hour later, sounds from Jamaica. She's sipping Chris, straight up, skanking, winding her waist up. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about butts, listening to butt-inspired music. My doctor wants to put me into skinny jeans at some point, and I'm like, doctor, I hate to disappoint you, but I disagree with your prognosis. At my very adult leanest, I was getting fitted for my morning suit for my wedding, you know, and the tailor was feeling me up. He kept feeling me up, the back of my thigh and beyond, above, on my butt, more than was necessary. So I asked him if everything's okay back there, and he goes, "Oh, sumimasen, sugoi, ippai desu ne. Oshiri ga ippai. Mitta koto nai. Anata wa taneuma no yona mono desu." So I told him, yeah, even when I was a boy, back in northern Ontario, living the life of a Hibagon, essentially. If I wasn't in school, I was climbing trees or running up and down ravines, and my mom had to put me in husky jeans. Size husky. I was the husky kid. Butts or buttocks. I don't know what is the polite word anymore. Fundaments. The guy who left this 2-foot butt print, and it was a guy because it was a sentry. The guy who left this 2-foot butt print, 60-centimeter butt print, how tall was he? How big was he? We are told again and again that the Hibagon is a standard factory-made 160 centimeters tall, or 5'2". That Bigfoot expert, former hero of mine who wrote me an abusive email and tried to intimidate me out of the field. I think he works for Bigfoot. Smorgasbord has seen the abusive email. He said that I was an ignoramus or a mendacious liar because his research from his armchair told him that the Hibagon were always precisely 5'2". Well, I hung a 2-foot butt on a 5'2" Hibagon, and it doesn't look right to me. This is the closest I could get to Patty's fundament, but it isn't straight on. I tried measuring it, and I can't get close enough to Patty's caboose. Then I thought, well, I have a butt, so let's start with that. So I played around with my butt. Now, I'm going to work in metric because I can't do imperial fractions. But I will show you the imperial result at the end. So I have a 34-centimeter butt print. My actual butt is wider, hip to hip, but some of it sits up top and doesn't make contact with the ground. And I worked this out with real experimentation. None of this armchair research stuff. I'm 175 centimeters tall. I know that. So here's my height divided by my butt print. That gives me a butt quotient. And if we apply that to our guy, he comes in at over 3 meters tall. That's over 10 feet tall, if he's built like me. So again, if you scale up my butt and then scale up the rest of me, I'm over 10 feet tall. Well, if you remember the story of Kurote on the Noto Peninsula, the wife of a peasant named Jingobe was going to the toilet, and a giant hairy hand reached up through the crapper and startled her so much that she screamed. And Jingobe came running in with his sword and cut the giant hand off. The groper ran away into the forest, and Jingobe and Mrs. Jingobe said he was 10 feet tall. Okay, I have a butt print and an 11-inch hand print that would seem to back up the Jingobes. Now, we could speculate this downward. Well, the Hibagon are super husky. Kyle, you're almost a starving male underwear model in comparison, so you got to bring that height down. Also, our guy was sitting here a long time, maybe rocking side to side, digging himself deeper and making the print wider, so that would also bring that height down. But you could speculate it up. Kyle, you sit on your butt all day. Your adipose mobile chair cushion, whereas Hibagon run up and down mountains all day exercising, so they have the tight end of a tight end. So you got to boost that height upward. Well, you can speculate all day until your head is going one way up an interdimensional portal and your butt is going the other way, but that's not ultimately healthy. Empirical evidence is where it's at for me. Whoever is doing things like stripping these trees and building the gateway to the fortress of Hibitude and ripping up trees out of the ground and planting them back upside down, well, he has to be a very big dude. We visited Mr. and Mrs. Eggy. They are very fine. Mr. Eggy turns 80 next month. They were super welcoming and hospitable to our group. Very glad to hear about our butt print and other findings. Mr. Eggy took us to the train station. The juvenile Hibagon handprint, normally kept in the office of the police chief there, well, the chief has loaned it out to the train station for public display. And the station lady was super nice. She gave us a bottle of amazake. That's a kind of milky, cloudy, slightly gooey rice moonshine. It's an acquired taste. I can tell you it is better than fermented shrine maiden saliva, which I personally don't care for. Okay, next video, a small thing, a hardly noticeable thing, only I noticed it. It is a possible example of Hibagon having a sense of humor. Hibagon humor on display. If I'm right, subtle, dry, understated, a little bit cheeky, humor. You have to see it. All right. Tip an old varmint hunter. You'll feel better about yourself. Help me pay for last Hiba trip. Pay for this butt print. And have a terrific weekend. I'm cooking chicken here, but tonight I'm cooking steak on the old wood-powered steak plate. So come on by if you can. We got bananas too. I love you.